Shitcase Cinema. On the Shitcase Cinema. Oh, it's the Shitcase Cinema.
The power of Christ compels you!
The greatest horror film of all time. Who proclaimed that? Some homeless smackhead who's never even seen the film. Now I think it's a great horror film, but the greatest. I personally don't think anything can be listed as the best or greatest or whatever word you want to use in this situation. Now everyone knows the basic plot to The Exorcist. A little girl gets possessed, screams a lot of profanities at people, vomits up green blood, spins her head around, blah blah blah. But let's view this movie through a pair of Shitcase Cinema glasses and see what happens. Now the film starts with Max von Sydow looking around the Middle East digging up shit, but that's mega boring, so let's just forget that part, okay? It's not really needed, to be fair to the rest of the movie, and after skipping that bullshit we're probably about halfway through now. Well, not quite, but you know. And he's not digging up shit just in case a few brain dead people out there take everything I say literally. Please note, all reviews are very tongue-in-cheek and not serious, which a lot of people seem to overlook, because they're gimps. So here's Reagan, who we all know is going to get pretty messed up in a short while, but this is her as a normal little girl. This here is her mother, Chris, who is a famous actress or something, and that's the babysitter or nanny or whatever you want to call her. And we get to see them all just doing boring small talk before we cut to a priest called Damien. It's a weird name for a priest, isn't it? Like Adolf or Judas. So this shows us Damien putting up with his old crippled mother, and yeah, it's pretty boring. There's a fine line in movies and books when dealing with character stories, help develop them and make us understand and care about them, and sometimes it goes a little bit too far and becomes a tedious fucking bore. Like this. And that's one fault with The Exorcist, sadly. It occasionally goes one step too far. So let's see some action instead. Not seen that for a while. That was amusing. So there's some weird noises in the loft. Reagan plays with the Ouija board, and then there's more noises in the loft. So roughly 30 minutes into the film, we've had a great time so far. We've had pretty much sod all, but now wait for it. Reagan's mum is in the loft, and he's probably going to get killed or something, but no! Her candle blows up, and then the butler says that there's no rats because he killed them all. Brilliant. What a mind-blowing and pointless 30 minutes. Next pointless scene is a random priest in a church, and he sees this. What's that explained to us? We don't know who did it, why, or when. This film could seriously be about 10 minutes long if you chop out most of the bullshit. It's mental. Reagan, ooh, you don't look good. Let's call someone. Can you come and sort my daughter out? Thanks. Hello, are you the priest?
Shut up, woman. Fucking move. Let's rock. Take that, you fucking little whore. Job's a good one. See you later. Oh, do you want to buy a crucifix? I've got loads.
Now, I'll get to the topic of crucifixes later on. So Reagan goes to hospital, has a bunch of pointless tests because she's not feeling well. We see Damien visiting his demented mother in hospital, and oh my god, this is like watching paint dry at times. I mean, I like this film a lot, but it sure knows how to make the event of paint drying seem like adrenaline pumping excitement. Ooh, now that looks exciting, a vibrating bed that's gone haywire. I love how the mother just jumps on and is like, woo, alright, finally I can enjoy myself, this is fun, yay! Stupid bint, why don't you slash your wrists for our entertainment? So, back to Damien again, feeling sorry for himself again, and some guys helping him to bed. Boring. Then he's dreaming about his mother. Now, you could argue it's pointless, but I always thought it was one of the weirder and more unsettling scenes in the film. She's standing there going, Demi. Demi, shut up you old crow, his name's Day. Oh my god, what the hell was that? Did you see that? Yeah, this is one of the few apparent flashes you'll see in the movie if you're still awake and actually paying attention to it. I think I'll put a few in during the rest of this review, so keep your eyes peeled and see what you can see. Back to the hospital again, oh fuck off. When does she turn all demonic like? I know that's what people want to see, so let's cut the foreplay and jump straight to the main event. Pretty woman! Now, I have skipped past the detective talking to Damien about the death of this guy and more hospital mumbo-jumbo, cause you know how it is. It's kind of making Grim Weekend's boring moments seem enjoyable. Try watching Exorcist 3 though, that's got a whole heap of long drawn out boring scenes about nothingness from what I can remember. Now I actually remember getting this on video from a family member who decided not to look at the title properly, thinking that this was the first one. Lesson from this, if you want something done, do it yourself, otherwise you'll end up getting shit like Exorcist 3 in your life, and there's no amount of begging to God for forgiveness that will save your soul. So Damien finally stops being a miserable bastard and goes to see Regan, who's been a naughty little minx by running around like a spider down the staircase. And yeah, that's freaky. I don't care what anybody else's take on this scene is. It's disturbing in every way. Masturbating furiously with a crucifix, yeah, I told you I'd get to the crucifix moment, and spinning her head around completely without dying, unlike this goon from Camp Blood. Now this film came out in 1973, and for its day it was the most shocking thing people had seen. These days, sick violence and disturbing perverted scenes in some films are sadly so common it's beyond a joke now, but I still believe this film has the power to shock, scare and disgust people. The amount of swearing, coming largely from the little girl Regan, is quite an eye-opener. The awkward moments with the crucifix, I mean, the list goes on. It's certainly not for family viewing. But on the other hand, it does make people laugh because it's just so ludicrous and unbelievable. So next time you're sitting around with your family and there's nothing to watch on the TV, which is quite a regular thing these days, put it on for your family, even when your grandparents are around there or your aunties and uncles, and just sit there and have a great time with your family watching one of the great horror films. You know, maybe grandma and granddad will suffer a heart attack from watching it or die from shock, but you know. But anyway, there's no point in dwelling in these moments because if you've seen the film then you'll know them all very well, and if you've not seen it then I'm sure most of you will at least heard of them. And if you've got no idea what I'm talking about, then you need to get out from under that giant rock you're hiding. Yeah, Zardoz dominates everything and everywhere. Now Max von Sydow is called in to help on matters and he performs a lengthy exorcism on Regan, who doesn't seem impressed most of the time, so pukes up some green pea soup. I wonder who actually came up with the idea of green pea soup. He actually looks older here than he does in real life now, and that's quite something to say that this movie is pushing 40 years old. So it seems that Regan has somehow killed a priest, or he's had a heart attack, maybe from watching The Exorcist on video, or just wants Damien to feel him up, or cave his chest in, judging by this. Lunatic. But either way, look at her pissing herself. Not literally, that happened earlier on in the film. Seriously, yeah, she pissed herself, and again I'm not showing it, because there's no need. I mean, I'd get on the phone right about now and call the Ghostbusters to come and blast her possessed ass to pieces, but screw that idea. Damien decides to beat the shit out of her. Check that out. Go on, lad. Exercise your inner demons by beating up a little girl. Brilliant. You can tell the cops later on that she's possessed and you'll be let off the hook. It's mental. Then the demon enters Damien, which makes sense, and then in that same split second he launches himself out of the window, thus killing himself and destroying the evil spirit. Bogus. He could have picked up Regan and said, well, see you later kid, and lobbed her out of the window. Problem solved. You know, the mother's not past her prime, she can still have another kid, so launching Regan out of the window is not the end of the world, is it? I could solve everybody's problems if people just listened to me instead of avoiding me by crossing the street and going, there's that psycho again. So I could have been a lot more thorough with this review, but if you want that, then just watch the film yourself, if you can keep your eyes open, that is. 8 out of 10.